Hello everybody and welcome back to some more Kerbal Space Program. Now today we're taking a look at stock weaponry. Now those of you who've dabbled in stock weaponry will probably be familiar with this. I've taken one of my Panthers, I've just put two little missile pods on either wing, the missiles themselves consisting of just a decoupler and some separatrons, and those make for nice little stock missiles that you can fire at targets on the ground. But that's not the sort of stock weaponry I had in mind. I was thinking something a bit more traditional. Medieval even. Well, let me show you what I mean. This is more the sort of thing I had in mind. This is a simple medieval style catapult. Now, most medieval catapults were launched by some kind of elastic tension, but there aren't really the parts to do that, so I've just put two full ore containers on the end of this arm here. Let's see how our little prototype here gets on. We want to decouple you, so we get our little projectile sat in the bucket. I need to find my decoupler. Ready? Okay. I think that could do with a few improvements. Okay, I've changed things up a little bit. I've put more weight on the end here. I've also put a little thing here to stop the arm swinging too far. Hopefully give the projectile a better trajectory. Let's go through this again. Decouple node. Find our little node in here that we need to decouple. Just get that ready. And let's see how we go this time around. Well, I think it's an improvement. But I think the aim of today ultimately is to see if I can actually bring down one of the KSC buildings with one of these things. But if we're going to try and do that, we're going to need something better than that. Look at how that beam is bending. I'm not sure just like a simple counterweighted arm is going to do it. We're going to need to break out some bigger guns. Now, we're kind of moving away from the medieval theme a bit here in that I've strapped two shuttle engines onto one side instead of a counterweight, but it's fine. It'll all work fine. Also, I think now this end has more leverage than that end, so I am going to... Actually, I'm not sure how this is going to work, so let's decouple our little projectile first. Then I'm just going to try decoupling you. Okay, that works. I think are we looking at the right thing here? Yeah, that's the one. Okay, so throttle all the way up. This should be interesting. Let's give it a go. What's wrong with you? Why won't you start? Oh! Need some tweaking. Back in a second. So one quick fix later, I'm now doing everything using hotkeys. So if I just go 1, I need to find the right part. There we go. And 2. That was more impressive, but obviously that's not an ideal finishing place for the catapult. I've never done a video on stock weaponry before. I'm really enjoying it. I'm going to have one final crack at this, see if we can get something better, and then we'll see if we can go mess up the KSC. Okay, so I've taken everything I've learnt so far, and I decided to raise my game a little bit. So we've got a much larger projectile, we've got a much longer arm for some better leverage, and we've got 4 of these shuttle engines. Hopefully this should be... well, this should do the job. In case you're not familiar with how you do sort of hinged parts in stock, I've just got a stay putnik surrounded by some girders just to provide that sort of bearing. But yes, also I've put these ore containers on the bottom because this thing flipping upside down, landing on its arse. I think it's a one-use thing, so it doesn't really matter. But it's a look of it. It's the aesthetic. It's this trying to do things with a touch of class here. This isn't your sort of your cluster bombs or your tactical nuclear warheads. No, this is an elegant weapon for a more civilized age. I say civilized, I'm sat here at 6:05 in the evening still in my pyjamas. That's civilized for you. Anyway, let's get on with this. Let's detach the nodes. We need to find the right bit. There you are. Here we go then. Yeah, that's more the sort of thing I'm looking for. Let's see how much damage we can do with one of these things. Here we go then. I have lined up 4 of these catapults against the astronaut complex. Why the astronaut complex? It just seemed convenient. I think I've got everything just about ready. Yep. Everything. Yep, all the projectiles in their buckets correctly. Let's go. Oh. I love the way these just sort of twist and just slightly oscillate as they fly. Well, it appears that a little bit of class and style is no match for some good old-fashioned military-grade explosives. But anyway, there's something else I want to try before we call it a day for today. Okay, so now we're going to move on to something that's not really in kind of the medieval siege weapon vein. It's sort of more inspired by medieval weaponry. And I use the phrase inspired by in much the same way a film producer would use the phrase in, say, inspired by a true story, which largely means it has very nearly nothing to do with it whatsoever. But this is kind of inspired by the sling. And the sling was quite an ingenious weapon because the ability to spin something around means you can pick up a lot of speed and hurl a projectile with a lot more velocity than you would otherwise be able to do so. I have got a very simple setup, just a spinning arm, and I've got 2 little monopropellant tanks to act as projectiles, and this thing's going to spin up to speed, and we're going to see how far we can fling them with this. So, assuming I've actually done this right, we just have to press that, and now we can flip to this. Okay, throttle those up. And this is just going to slowly spin up to speed and hopefully not shake itself to death in the process. I am keeping a bit of a close eye on that assembly because I think it might go if we push our luck a bit too much. That's starting to look like a fairly good speed. Okay, not bad for a first attempt. Now let's go and build some horrific monster and see if we can use it to lob something at the KSC. So this is what I've managed to come up with. It's kind of a counterweighted long arm, and hopefully I can use that to chuck something at the VAB. I'm not sure it's going to bring it down, but I think it's going to be enough of a challenge just hitting the damn thing. So we want to decouple that node, we want to switch to the arm itself, fire up the engines, and throttle up. There we go. Now ideally I'd have put a 45-degree sort of incline on this, but with the yeah, it's just there's not really enough room to put. I suppose I could have put more fuel tanks on just to steady it even more, but yeah, I think it's ridiculous enough as it is. Getting up to speed, starting to bend a little bit. Let's see if we can. Direct hit, just about. That was a lot more effort to build than it was worth. Anyway, I think that's enough for today. So that's my first foray into stock weaponry on this channel. Hopefully it won't be the last. If you've got any suggestions for anything, by the way, feel free to leave them in the comments. But for now, well, I think what we all want to see is this thing spinning itself into oblivion. So enjoy. Thanks for watching. Take care, and I'll see you next time.